Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the Superdome. Joining you live on New Orleans.football, I'm Brooke Kirchhofer. He's Nick Underhill as the Giants come into the Dome. The Giants are 5-8, taking on a 6-7 Saints team that is hoping to stay in first place in the NFC South. 5 takeaways were the difference in the Saints' 24-17 win over the Chicago Bears in Week 9. But the Saints offense not capitalizing off of 3 of the 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter kept it a one-score game in the end. The Saints are getting ready to play their final preseason game, joined now by Saints legend Mark Ingram, who has now joined us on the TV side of things, at least for now. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed.
What has it been like just to be back in for a guy who is, obviously this was way back in the beginning of your career, who knows what it's like, cut down days right around the corner for some of these rookies who are about to hit the field, or even some of the undrafted guys, some of the 2-3-year guys who are looking to make a spot. What is kind of going through their mind right now as they get ready for this game? The second joint practice between the Saints and Chargers seemed to be over in a blink of an eye. It was a little bit shorter because there was not one-on-ones. They ended a little bit earlier, but man, we got to see a lot of good in this joint practice. The defense killed it. It was fast-paced. Again, no one-on-ones, but we overall got to learn a lot about the Saints in the last 2 days. The Saints and Chargers got after it for the first joint practice here in Costa Mesa, and it was a clean practice, so there are no fights to report. Welcome back to The Dot, presented by Matt Bowers Auto Group. I'm Brooke Kirchhofer. The Ones got a ton of work today in practice. There was heavy situational work, a lot of third down, red zone, and 2-minute drill. In one-on-ones, Chris Olave continued on the upward trend that he has been on all of training camp. Olave won every rep against Asante Samuel in those one-on-one reps, and Michael Thomas took a step forward today. He looked cleaner, getting out of his breaks, and connected with Derek Carr several times in practice. We talked with Thomas after about how Marshawn Lattimore is helping him get back to the old Mike T. That's the big question I think we all have for Mickey Loomis is, okay, are you trying to stay in this old age, or are you moving on? What are the qualities you're looking for in an OC? What are the qualities you're looking for in an offense? And do you have the pieces to build around that offense and to make that offense fit? Welcome back to The Dot, presented by Matt Bowers Auto Group. I'm Brooke Kirchhofer alongside Mr. Do-It-All, Taysom Hill. Taysom, one of the things that we've been talking about this week with Derek Carr, Dennis Allen, as well as Pete Carmichael is just the red zone struggles. Is it as simple as execution and turnovers and penalties in that area of the field, or is it more than that?
No, I mean,
the offense finally got going for the Saints thanks to the use of more motion in the play calling. The Saints used motion 17 times in the game, including on a 26-yard pass to Michael Thomas. And the Saints also benefited from the use of motion, picking up 136 rushing yards on some of those plays. Alvin Kamara averaged 3.6 yards per carry, running the ball 22 times in the win. And on his one rushing touchdown, he now leads the franchise in career touchdowns with 73. But for Alvin, he said in postgame that this was more about getting the win for his team and less about the record books. Credit to Pete Carmichael. He responded to all of the noise. With a guy with his back against the wall, that's when you can really test the true character of a coach. And to me, he responded really, really well. You come out and take on a Bill Belichick defense, which, as we know, is going to give you really tough looks, scheme you in a way that's just going to have you in your head the entire game. Derek Carr even mentioned it in postgame. The fact that we were able to do this, run the ball 136 yards on the ground, is really big and really hard to do, especially in New England. Look, the team is walking in slowly behind us. We have yet to see Michael Thomas, but he is here and will be playing in this game after getting arrested Friday night in front of his home. We have broken it all down up to this point on our website. Nick, at this point, do you expect there to be any consequences from the NFL? Somebody who is looking to make their own path, Jordan Howden, somebody that you guys have had a lot of confidence in because we've seen him working in the dime package a lot in training camp, saw a little bit of that week 1. What is it about him, even coming in as a rookie, that gives you guys so much confidence with putting him back there?
I mean, he's a smart kid. Very versatile.
For Derek Carr, he says there are no excuses for the inconsistencies on offense and says it's just a matter of all 11 guys on the field executing the game plan. And he did keep the details of what needs to get corrected to himself. We did get a chance to talk with Michael Thomas in postgame on the play calling and if he feels like the offensive coaches are setting them up for success during the week.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is the first time this season we have seen this team fight in the way they did. And the reason why I say it's the first time we've seen it in this fashion, a few factors. Their own fans were trying to boo them out of the building in the first quarter. They were down 21-0, made it a game, and then the defense got back up truly after getting punched in the mouth over and over and over, and they responded. And that's why we bring up that this fight that the Saints showed, it was so important, I think, for fans, this organization, the front office, to see that the players still have something left to give.